Hi guys, Steph here. Now what we've got for you today for your pleasure is another gorgeous pen, and again some of you will recognise it straight away. What we've got is another Onoto. Yeah, you'll know that last video I did was an Onoto pen. So these are very much like the English buses. You wait for ages for a bus and then 2 or 3 turn up at the same time. But never mind, still a beautiful pen. So what we have here is the Onoto the pen, made by De La Rue and Company Limited of London. This particular one, the model is a 6233-97. Now some of you will know, or if you look back in some of the videos I've already done a video on a 6233-77, which was actually a black version with a chased pattern. So I think the 97 after the 6233 relates to the colour of the pen, I think. So what you'll see on this particular one, it's what they term as the ink view version, and it's in this beautiful sort of lattice work, and I would say, well, some people actually call it a tiger eye, but I don't think that's the correct version. I term it as this lattice work, and it comes in this sort of green golden colour. As you'll notice at the bottom there, this one is a plunger filler. The size of the pen from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel is 128mm capped. Around the diameter of the barrel, it's approximately 11mm in diameter. Now what you'll notice to the bottom of the cap there, you've got this two lovely gold cap bands, the very recognisable chevron Onoto clip there with the TDLR, or the De La Rue symbol, to the top of the clip there. And the clip on this particular one has a cap ring that goes all the way around the top of the cap, and then to the top of the cap there we've got this black stud, if you like. So all in all, a very recognisable clip. Again, one of my favourite pens, and well, yeah, I must say one of my favourite clips as well. If we show you the imprint, which may be a little bit difficult for you to see, I'll just turn it slightly and hopefully that we'll get a view on it. It tells us it's an Onoto the pen, and then underneath there it's got the De La Rue and Company Limited. Okay, I'm not sure how clear that is on video, so I'm hoping you can actually see that. And if we take you to the bottom of the cap there, to the blind cap, or the stud at the bottom there, hopefully you can see there we've got the 6233, and then if we just turn it slightly, I don't know if you can actually see, we've got the 77. Okay, so let me look over the camera. Let's hold it nice and steady for you. And again, there you can see the model number to the bottom of the barrel. All in all, absolutely stunning pen. This particular one, I paid quite a bit of money for it. It's actually cost me quite a bit of money to have restored. It's got new rod inside, new washers, new corks, seals, and this particular one, when it actually came to me, unfortunately inside the section the nib was actually cracked and broken, so we had to replace the nib on this particular pen as well. So let's unscrew the cap like so. Let's show you some different angles of the pen, and as I said earlier, this is what they term as the ink view version. Now if we show you the cap there, I'm hoping you can actually see how sort of visible or see-through this particular celluloid or plastic is. It's very see-through. Okay, now the problem being with these particular pens, they do tend to amber. Now there's some ambering to the barrel, but if you actually hold it up to a light you can actually see through it as well. But it's very difficult, or it's quite rare, to get a nice clean barrel on these particular pens. So let's take you up to the section there. You can see this very recognisable section. It's got a slight taper to this ridge towards the nib, and if we show you the nib there, we've got the De La Rue Onoto nib, 14 karat gold obviously, Okay, let's keep it nice and still for you. And again, we had to replace this particular nib because the other one was broken. Let's give you a sideways view, and then if we turn it round, you can see once again, in my opinion, the very recognisable section to the back there. Just quite a plain section. Now, as we've said, this one is a plunger filler, and I'm repeating myself. I've told you in numerous videos. What that means is that we simply unscrew this knob to the end of the barrel here, as far as it'll go, and what we do is simply pull out the plunger like so. We dip the nib in the ink, and then what we do is simply press down on the plunger like so, a little bit sort of quicker than that. And basically what that does is create, maybe somebody asked me, yes, you're right, it creates a vacuum inside which in effect sucks the ink into the pen. Now I'm sure you people want to see the pen writing. To be quite honest with you, so do I, because it's the first time it's been tested. So what I'll do, I'll dip it in the ink and I'll be quiet. I'm hoping you could actually hear that lovely bubbling sound. Okay, which is precisely what we want to hear. So let's wipe the nib like so, put the ink to one side. Now what we do, once we've filled it or we've pressed down on the plunger, we need to turn the plunger knob all the way home like so. Now again, on these pens what we have is the ink shut off feed and the sort of plunger at the end or inside the section there, which means that to write with the pen, what we need to do is give it maybe a half a turn or a 3/4 turn, which opens the ink, sort of the ink feed inside. So let's see how it writes. So what we've got here is a Onoto the pen. We're dating the pen around about the 1940s or late 1940s to maybe sort of early 1950s. And as I said, this particular one is what we term as an ink view version. So it's writing very nicely, and what I'll do in a moment, I'll apply a little bit of pressure, because normally what we can get with these lovely nibs is a little bit of variation in the writing. And as you can see there, on the downward stroke, I'm applying some pressure, and we can get a nice variation in the writing. Right, some people have asked me, well, how can I get in touch with you? So, where are we? There we go. So let's show you an ink sample. Writes absolutely lovely, a lovely wet line. Again, you can see a variation in the line there as well, as expected with these lovely nibs. As I say, there's some people who said, well, how can I get in touch with you? Well, there you go, grandmiapens@gmail.com. So absolutely beautiful writer. So let's put that sample to one side. Now at this point, if we were to go somewhere or leave the pen on our desks, what we'd do, we'd simply screw the knob all the way home, and that would shut off the ink feed inside. So screw the cap back on, and there we have it, an absolutely gorgeous example in beautiful condition. And as we said earlier, this is the Onoto the pen, the model number being 623397, in this lovely sort of green or golden lattice work, in absolutely stunning condition, and as you've just seen, in perfect working order. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at this pen as much as I enjoy showing him to you people out there. Don't be shy, leave a comment below, but for now I'll just say bye bye now.